our Commitment 2010 interview. Senate President Colleen Hanabusa is here. And of course, she's a candidate for Congress. She's running in the special election for Neil Abercrombie's seat. And of course, Congressman Abercrombie is set to step down on February 28th. And good morning to you, Senator. Thank you so much for being back on the newscast.
Thanks for having me.
We really appreciate it. Why don't we start there with the special election? What have you heard so far about now if he steps down on the 28th, May 1st is when the election could be held. Do you support that the special election happen as soon as possible?
Well, I think when the special election happens, it's going to be a function of the Office of Election and how they can gear up. Our problem is, as you know, we don't have any voting machines in place, and my understanding is they're going to, once the election is called, then they're going to have to begin that process. So however long it takes, I'm sure it's going to be handled as quickly as possible, and we'll just support the process.
From your position, would you rather it be in May? Would you rather it be in July? I mean, does it matter to you?
I think as far as our campaign is concerned, it really doesn't matter. We've been gearing up for a campaign that's probably going to happen sooner rather than later. But it really is a matter of when the Office of Election can get itself up and running, because this is going to be a major, probably mail ballot issue. But more than that, they've got to get all the equipment lined up to count those ballots.
All right. Let's talk about some of the things that happened in the Senate recently. Ed Kubel being appointed to Circuit Court to judge. Now, there was word that you were initially against his appointment, and then, of course, the majority of, I think, almost every senator except for one voted for his appointment. Is there a reason for why you were against him at first and then voted for him initially?
My position has always been, as the Senate President, I support the decision of the chair. So as you know, out of the Judiciary Committee, their initial recommendation was that they would not advise and consent. However, when the chair changed his position, that is when the votes in the Senate did as well. The Senate has a very strong policy of supporting the chair's recommendation.
Did you have any personal reservations about appointing Mr. Kubel to the judgeship?
I think there were a lot of concerns that were raised, and what happened was, because of the delay in the vote, I believe that Mr. Kubel then went and clarified his position to the satisfaction of the members of the committee.
All right. Now, you had voted for to limit state campaign contributions, out-of-state campaign contributions to 20% a number of years ago. Are you going to follow those same guidelines for your own congressional race?
I think the congressional race and the state races are two different things. The theory behind the limitation of the state race contributions was because it is something that's unique to Hawaii, that they did not want to have the outside influence on Hawaii politics. When you're running for Congress, it's a national office, and as a result, and in addition to that, it's a different set of laws that applies. So no, we're going to raise the monies as we are allowed to under federal law.
So far, about 40% of your contributions from out of state. Do you know if that's true, about 38, 40%?
You know, I have no idea, but I would not be surprised, because remember, I have the endorsement of a national organization like Emily's List, and I just picked up another one. So those people who contribute from all over the United States based on a theoretical, philosophical base which they support.
And happy anniversary to the stimulus bill. It's the first anniversary, and you were on our newscast about last month, and you said that you did support, you would have voted for this if you were in office at the time. Do you still stand by that position, and why do you think the stimulus package was something that's working right now?
We know when we looked at how to kickstart the economy, which is really what the stimulus package is there to do, and then to equalize it. An example I can give you is recently the governor went to, the governor's people went to New York and floated bonds. And we got the news telecast that $700 million worth of bonds to spur the construction industry was released. But what people, I think, did not realize is about $500 million of that is stimulus bonds. It's called Build America. And that allowed us to actually come back, and now the state's going to be able to do its part in the quote, the Hawaii stimulus, so to speak, with those monies, and actually build construction. Construction is one of the major economic engines that we have.
That's right, and so of course that's good news for our economy.
Good news.
And last question, seeing how you are the Senate President, what can you tell us about what's going on right now in the Senate? I know that you were just telling me the number of bills passed so far this year down from years past.
Well, and it's not only that, it's the number of bills introduced this year is down from what it was in the past. And I think it's because many of the people heard basically what the chairs were saying, the money committee chairs, that We have a very tight budget, so don't send us all these appropriation measures. We had a 900 bills only this year, and we passed about 300 on the first lateral, which we just completed. My prediction is we'll be somewhere in the 200s at the what we call the first cross, where our bills go to the House.
Do you think that perhaps the legislature can end furlough Fridays, balance the budget? There are a lot of things on your folks' plate.
One of the bills that's making it through, as you know, we can't interfere with collective bargaining. We've been admonished by that and by the Hawaii Supreme Court. So what the Senate has done is they've passed out a bill looking at hurricane and other sources so that we have the vehicles moving. The actual ending of furlough Fridays is still something that the governor, the Board of Education, Department of Education, and the unions have to do. But we're there, as we were from last year, poised to do our part.
So the money will be there if they decide to act on it.
Yes, right.
All right, Senate President Colleen Hanabusa, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.
We really appreciate it. And of course, Senator Hanabusa is running for Neil Abercrombie's seat, and he steps down on February 28th. And we hope to have you back next month.